Hey, what's going on guys? It's Mark back here on Mark's Aquatics. There's our little zebra pleco there. Starting to see a little bit of colour on him now. Egg sac slowly shrinking away, and he's starting to resemble a little zebra pleco. After a few hours of the last video you saw, he's coming on leaps and bounds. I'll put a bit of a leaf in there for him so we can have a little munch on that if he so wishes to. I've got some water worms in there because they like to eat a bit more meaty foods than normal plecs. So I'll put that in there. He's still got a lot of life left in his little rucksack full of yolk there. So it's going to be some time, but he's okay. We've given him a few things that he needs, and he's going to be alright. I think he's doing really well. Looks really strong. Keep giving him regular water changes, and everything looks pretty good so far. Anyway guys, you wanted to see me build a cave. A lot of you got back in touch with me and said you want me to see, you want to see me build this cave. So I've got some slate. I've hooked up the saw outside, and let's go out there and I'll take you through it step by step on how to build a pleco hide or a shrimp hide. See you later, little guy. Alright guys, we're outside, and I'm just going to go through with you a few different ways that you can cut slate. Now I've got the old beast here that's going to be cutting through this, because I've got the tools. But if you haven't got the tools and you want to try and make a little slate hide, you can use few little things. You can use an old coping saw blade will actually I'll just put you down a minute. You can get an old coping saw blade, and that going nice and slow. As you can see, we'll cut through it nice and easy. It's a bit more work obviously, but slate's a very soft stone. Or if you've got a jigsaw, you can use blades. You can use a fine toothed blade like this one here, which is for metal and aluminium and stuff like that. That will cut through it quite easily, but you have to go slow. Don't race it through. Take that nice and slow. There's another one. And you can also get these which have got edged with diamond on for cutting through tiles, which are even better. I thought I had one in here, but I haven't. But if you look at one of those, it just looks like it's got a line of grit or sand been glued to the edge of the blade all the way down, and that will cut through very easily as well. Or you can go for these little rotary tools, which I've got here. Obviously not the thicker ones for cutting through wood, but these finer ones, this bigger one, will give you the depth obviously to cut through that way. And you could put it in your cordless drill, or you could put it in a Dremel, which would be even better because it's higher speed, and you could literally put some water on that as well, and that'll cut through it. If you haven't got one of those, if you've got a tile cutter, or you know someone who's got a water wheel, a little wheel cutter, an all circular wheel which goes into a little trough of water for cutting through tiles. Now they're one of the best you can get. Obviously it keeps the dust down nice and low, and it's one of the best things you can use because it really is designed for cutting through stone tiles and things, so you won't beat that. But I've got this with a diamond blade on it. I haven't got a water wheel, but the blade that I use is this one here. And as you can see, it's just normal regular diamond saw. I've got my hoover connected to it here, and I've just taped that pipe on there going into my old hoover. Hello snail. And we can cut it that way as well. So there's a few different options for you there guys. If you want to make one of these hides and you think, oh, I haven't got all those tools like he's got, no, you've got no excuse. You can get out there, you can have a go at it, and you can make a nice little hide for your shrimps, for your plecos, breeding cave, anything along that lines. You can make it any shape you like, and get as creative as you like really. I'm just going to make a small little box one today to show you. I've made them in the past where they've got 3 or 4 pieces going across like this with another flat piece on the top, and I've made multi-story. It looks like a multi-story car park for plecs. They look fantastic, and the plecs do love whizzing in and out of them. Made one of those years and years ago for a friend who was keeping plecs, and they loved it. Now then, with slate, there's a couple of things that you've got to know about slate as well. There you are. Just as I start filming, my neighbour decides he's going to start cartering his drive. Cheers for that, mate. Anyway, I hope you can hear me still. With slate, try and get old roof slates, because it's been cut very, very thin. As you can see, that's only, I'd say 6mm, 6-7mm that is, that's all it is. I'm just going to sit back in the shade a minute because it's a boiling hot day today. And yes guys, what I was saying now about the slate, best stuff you can get, right, is old slate that's come off of a roof or somewhere along that lines, because it's had years upon years obviously of use up on the roof with the rain on it, the sun on it, and all the different things in it have leached out over time. And what you've got to watch is if you get some fresh slate, and that's stuff that comes from somewhere like a deep, you know, somewhere it's fresh, it's in a big block still, and it's just come out of the earth, because that will hold a lot of mineralization still and stuff in it, and that will leach out into your tank, which you don't really want, because it will make your water funny color. You get like a slimy residue that comes off of fresh slates, and it will release those minerals into the water. But with this stuff, it's pretty much neutral now. Everything's leached out of it. It's very thin, and the only other thing is when they dress them to go on the roof, obviously they chip this edge. This is just an old way of chipping the edges off to make it look a bit more rustic. And but we don't want sharp edges in the aquarium, because all you need is one fish to scare another one and go flying into a sharp edge. And accidents happen in the fish world as well as our world, so we don't want them to get any injuries on a sharp edge. So I can trim them off. I mean, some of the ones that I've got indoors I left on, but I rubbed the file around there just on the edges. You can just rub a file or a bit of sandpaper along this edge here just to take those sharp edges off if you like that decorative edge, which I like it. I think it looks quite nice when it's around it's the entrance of the cave. It makes it look a little bit more natural than just a square cut. But make sure you sand these little spiky. Right guys, we've got a nice bit of slate. We've come inside because it's extremely hot out there today, so I thought I'd give us a little bit of a rest indoors, drink a bit of water and all that stuff, and come inside. Now then, the tools I'm going to use to scribe this out is an old bradawl, which is just something that you push to make a pilot hole for a screw in a piece of wood, but it's got a good sharp steel end on it, which is going to scribe that very, very easily. Stanley knife there, which I use for scribing as well. If you haven't got one of those, just use an old blade, just scratch it along. Tape measure obviously to measure the distance and the size that you need, depending on size of Pleco that you want to build. You want to build this for. And I've got a nice little square which fits nicely on the edge of there, and it'll give you a nice even line. Now I've just put some little ticks across here, 1 3/4 lengths, that I want to cut this. This is a nice straight edge across here, which was cut when it was cut for a roof tile, so that will go across there nicely. So you've only got to mark it across the bottom there, hold that in place, put some pressure in there, make a horrible noise that will go right through you, and then you can cut the next one then and scribe that. Put your hands over your ears guys if you don't like this noise. And 3. And 4. So we got 4 equal scores now going down there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 nice pieces. Scribe the lines down here now. So that's all done. I'm going to go outside now with the saw, and we're going to cut these out. It's going to be a little bit noisy, but I'll just show you how it cuts through it. It's going to be a bit of interest for you. So let's get outside and do some cutting. Right guys, we're outside now. We got on the saw. Let's cut this little strips out. I use this stuff, which is called Silver Label, aquarium safe, non-toxic, solvent free, and all that good stuff. So we don't want to hurt our little tank mates with anything nasty. Make sure you're using 100% silicone and it's got no mold inhibitors or anything like that. inside it, because it's not going to do your fish any good whatsoever. Now what we've got to do, we just want to put a little bead. You don't need much of this stuff. It's the same stuff you stick aquariums with. Stop about there. You don't need to go right to the end. And one tube of this, if you're making things like this, it's going to last you a long, long time. And afterwards, always remember to press that little button on your gun. That'll release that pressure, okay, on that spring. Otherwise, it'll keep on pouring out the end, and you don't want to be losing it all over the place. So we've got a piece there, and we've got a piece there. Now we want all those edges on the end. So now we're just going to touch that on there. Okay, I always move it backwards and forwards, so it really does give a good little coating, and gets it in amongst it all. So don't worry about anything that pokes out on the inside, because you can always run you can run your finger across there later on, or a little bit of stick or something just to flatten that off, or just leave it, it's not going to hurt. Same with this one. Stuck down together well, and it's nice and equal. And then the same again with this one. We're just going to squeeze some along the top there for the lid. Like so. And then we can just place our little lid on the top, squaring everything up nice. Give that a slide backwards and forwards. And then press everything into place. And there we've got our little hide. Now I like to make them a bit rough and ready, because they're not, I don't like to make like perfectly edged things and everything else. If it's a slight bit up or down, don't worry about it too much, because it's going in the tank, and I like things to look a bit more, a little bit more natural looking. If I can make it look natural, I'll do it. And afterwards you can always stick bits with silicone. You can have little stones, you can stick stones all over these as well, make them look a little bit more a little bit tank friendly. I've done that before. I've stuck little different sized pebbles and things all over it. Don't worry about the overspill, guys, along the edges here, because all you got to do is just run a blade like that across later on and just peel that piece off in a couple of hours time. And now all we've got to do is we've got to cut a piece for the back. Now that little piece with the edges off, it's going to stick over there quite nice. Pliers, and you can just pinch and nibble away at those bits. Until you get it near enough square. You can always sand it down as well. You can, and the end piece is just going to sit on here. Like so. And there you go, that'll just stick on the edge of there now. And that seals up the cave. And you've got a little stone box. Okay guys, there you go, all stuck together with the end cap on. We'll cut off all that silicone later on and tidy all that up. We're going to leave this outside in the shade now in the heat, and that'll cure nicely. All looking good. A perfect little slate Pleco cave. Now with Welsh slate and with other slates which have been hand cut, they're not completely flat on the top. They've got, I don't know if you can see there, but they've got little ridges where it's, you know, maybe a mil in difference. So you're never going to get these like 100% square. That's not too bad looking down. but because their thicknesses vary slightly and all that sort of stuff. But it adds to that rustic little look, and I think they look great in the tank, and you can make all sorts of shapes and sizes with Pleco caves. So I'm going to pop this outside, and I'm going to get back when that's dry, and I'll do something fancy to it. Ah, well, there you go, guys. We're all finished. All engraved, laser etched. Give it a light sand down with some wet and dry paper as well, which takes all those horrible rough edges off, but it still leaves a nice little attractive opening around there that they can go in and do all their business and lay the eggs. Lovely and smooth. This stone's lovely and inert, so it's not going to do anything to your water, like I said. Make sure it's old used slate off a roof's the best stuff you can get. And there we have it. You asked for it and you got it. If you look in the tank behind you, you can see one of the ones I've made before. And if you've glanced to your right, you can probably see that little guy there. Now, I picked up a trio of albino longfins from my local pet shop. And they had him up there, and the male's hiding somewhere down there. He's been in the cave, but he's shot out again. I only put them in there yesterday, so hopefully they're going to pair up, and we're going to have some baby longfins as well. So we got a few little types now. We're building up our little colonies slowly, which is all good stuff. Anyway, guys, hope you like that little hide build, and go out and give it a go. Get out there, get some saws, you know. All the little bits and bobs that I showed you in the video, go out and try and replicate this and have one for yourself, because they're really good. You can make smaller ones, you can do whatever size for whatever Plecos you've got, and they look quite good. I just thought I'd put that on there for a bit of something to do, because I like to do silly stuff. Anyway, guys, as always, you're all stars. Thanks for tuning into this video, and I'll see you all on the next edition of Mark's Aquatics, and we'll catch up with that little zebra again, and we'll have a little update on him as well. Okay, guys, bye for now.
Just me and my guitar.